What's good, y'all? I'm back again with another vid. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all ready to get into it. And today we talking about living as light as you can. Now, you may think I'm talking about your body weight, but I'm more so talking about the weight on your heart and the weight on your mind, right? So first, I want to talk about being light in this way. So I feel like there's so many things and so many events that happen in our life, and they all show up as your subconscious, right? Everything that you've seen and experienced all is in your mind, and you use that to view the present reality and help you navigate through life. And that's good because it's a good mechanism to get through your life. But I feel like so many times and so many people hold so much weight and so many grudges and just energy and unwanted heavy energy from the past. Think about it like this. So say you're trying to walk up a mountain, right? So there's somebody else walking up the mountain with you, but you want to bring up all this baggage from 2 years ago, from 4 years ago, from so long ago, and you're trying to walk with this person, but you're moving so much slower because you're holding on to all of this extra baggage and energy of events that you've yet to fully process. And I feel like we're not taught how to process our emotions, process events that happen to us, especially traumatic events. So I'm not necessarily telling you how to deal with it, but I want you to be aware that you may have unwanted energy and heavy energy, and let you know that there is really no reason as to why you should be holding on to these grudges, holding on to this energy, because it ends up clouding your present moment and then ultimately clouding your future, and you're just living the same moment just in a different moment, where same perspective just in a different moment, and you continue to cast the light out on a certain situation based upon your shadow from whatever you dealt with before, right? So I'm not saying you gotta let go of everything and drop everything right now, but just be aware of how much heaviness and how many bags of rocks of events and just negativity you're carrying around into the present moment. I feel like there's a good way to feel what kind of person you're around by just, you could kind of tell by, I feel people's presence, I feel like. So you could really just, it don't take a rocket scientist to do this. You know when somebody feels good around you and when they don't. And I feel like that attributes to somebody being in their light or somebody being engulfed within the shadows of their past. So I feel like there's also another way we can describe living light. And I talk about this often. The quote that I really love and really stand for is, whatever sees the light becomes the light. So, good example, I'm looking at the sun, I'm illuminated. Or you're looking at me, you're illuminated. Now that you are aware of the light that is possible, you are the light. So, I look at it as like a trickle effect. So, light is so powerful. Once you see something, now you are aware of it. So, what I mean by living as light as you can is, learning to shine your light and be somebody that is always, or I strive to be a big impact in whoever's life I'm in. So I'm not saying I got to be the best person you ever came across, but if you came across me, I want people to feel a lasting impact and feel a lasting light from experiencing my experience in me itself, right? So it's just interesting the way that light is intertwined with our lives and how we can look at it on more of a practical perspective. And it's funny, I feel like it's a new trend to talk about auras, and I've heard that in the past. I'm more so familiar with the spiritual aspects. We could take it on a practical level. As I mentioned earlier, the light of your presence, right? I feel like you can really see a person or get a gauge and grasp a person based on their aura or the energy that they're holding with them. Like, you can be around somebody at one point and they may feel like the best person ever to be around, and they may feel so seamless and just so easy to be around, and then another day it may be something different. And it's really all just depends on the perspective and what type of energy you are holding, and that energy will end up projecting onto whomever you are around. So just be aware of how you feel and how it's affecting the people around you, because it is, and your light is powerful. And so much so it goes both ways. Your light can be powerful and shining and connecting with people, but also it could be so bright in a way that it blinds you and you start to move throughout the darkness because you're so blind through your own light, but you don't realize you're the one shining the path on each step you take. But yeah, it's just interesting, the fact that light is so prevalent within our daily lives and how it can be something that we can learn from, experience, and learn to let go of things that aren't serving us, right? So, because that's all really what it's about. Like, we learning new experiences, experiencing new life, just coming across new things, and with that you experience new versions of yourself and just learn new limits and places. I won't even say limits, we don't do that here, my bad, y'all. Learn new unlimiteds and learn more about life. But in order, like they say, in order to become who you want to be, you must let go of who you are. Now, I ain't saying you gotta totally become a different person, but stop holding on to things that aren't serving you. And me too, I feel like sometimes I have maybe almost an attachment to things that aren't serving me, and I wonder, like, why. It's like, I feel like you feel comfortable. I feel like, I put it like this. So repetition works both ways. Let's say you're doing something for a week. You're doing it every day for a week. Now, it may be something bad. So after that week, you may know it's bad, but the more you start to do it, the more you become comfortable and being repetitive and doing that certain thing, and then it starts to become something that's almost right to you because it's a part of your routine. But just because it's repetitive doesn't mean that it's right. So with that being said, we become creatures of habit. So whatever you keep doing, you will start to manifest and create an identity on that. So just think, if you were holding a grudge from 4 years ago, from 2 years ago, you are reaffirming that and repeating that, and now you're viewing life and other people with that perspective. Like, a good example, some people say, oh, if they have a few encounters with a few bad men, then all men are bad. But you know that's not true. But I feel like when you keep repeating that cycle and keep experiencing that heaviness and holding on to that heaviness of energy, and you'll keep holding it and building it up until you drop it on somebody. You know, when you hold something for so long, you end up exploding. So just learn to let go and not let the events of your life have so much control over you. And it's not for nobody else. Just like forgiveness isn't necessarily for forgiving that person, but it's for yourself, for letting go of that energy and not allowing yourself to feel hurt, to feel like everybody else is a bad person because of this one bad person, to cast that shadow on everybody else based upon one situation. And life is heavy as it is, right? Like, life, I mean, it is based upon your perspective, but life isn't always easy, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like it is. But in order to live a more seamless life, I feel like we have to learn to let go of the things that are limiting us from casting our light. But yeah, man, it's just beautiful experience, and I love to say that I love to learn and just learn new levels and learn about new things about myself through the events and unfolding of life. And I feel like my main goal is just to shine my light to whomever I come across. Like I said, whatever sees the light becomes the light. So if you see me, you are now aware of the light that shines within you and how you can shine your light. And it's simple as just you interacting with people. Like, you don't have to make YouTube videos, you don't have to create anything, but just you experiencing and connecting with other people, I feel like should be a gift. And we all have that opportunity to manifest that gift. But like I said, there's things and events and things that try to dim our light. But I'm here to let you know, you're going to continue to shine bright all the time. And sometimes you may shine so bright and really, like, it ain't even about no darkness. Darkness can't freaking survive in light. But what is the problem? I feel like our light is so bright, we end up blinding ourselves. And that's almost the story of my life right there. I feel like I'm so bright, so sometimes I end up blinding myself and not allowing myself to shine to the full potential. But yeah, man, just want y'all to know to be aware of the things, the grudges, the events, the energy that you're holding in your life and holding in your mind, and pay attention to how it may be projecting onto present situations and future situations, and how you're maybe getting a similar outcome because of you viewing life a certain way in a certain light. But yeah, man, live as light as you can. Life is short. You never know how long you're gonna be here. Be a light to everybody you come across. That's what I stand for, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do until my light ain't shining no more. But you know, this light don't ever go out. Unlimited, for real, for sure, in every realm, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for listening. Live as light as you can. Stop holding on to all that weight. Have a light mind, a light heart, and you will attract people that are light just like you. Let's get it, let it go. I love y'all. We out. Unlimited.